on, something, come on. Ah! Swing and a miss.
There's a lot of spunk.
Don't throw it wide.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Unbelievable.
XBL's AAA has never been closer than it has been in Season 12. Since day one, these players have fought their hardest through a field of formidable foes and adversaries that has left them standing amongst the Final Four, grasping at a chance to win it all, to go down in history. Our road to the championship has us speeding towards an epic finish, and the bright lights of primetime are ready to shine and create new playoff heroes. Welcome to the AAA semifinals.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another production of the Cross-Platform Baseball League. My name is Dwayne. I'll be handling the play-by-play for you this evening, and joining me in the booth for this AAA semifinal, games 5 and 6, none other than the man himself, Oxbox. We just saw him hot off a couple of games in the AA World Series, dude. How you feeling?
Feeling relieved, man. Feeling relieved. Tough couple of games. That was a grind, and Ben really pushed me to the limit. But I'm glad we could give everybody, two really close games to watch. And hopefully that's what we got in store for us tonight here in the AAA, as we've got two heavy hitters, two great players of the AAA, and we're all tied up at 2 apiece here, Dwayne. Can't wait to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, these two have faced off already in 4 epic games, as you sort of alluded to, Ox. That started off with a Game 1 victory for Big JoRsH, 2-0, and then UnholyYizus really let the offense come out in Game 2, winning by 10-1. That was Games 1 and 2. That was the first cast of this series. The second cast of this series started off hot. No Hummus and I called the shortest primetime game in XBL history. I still haven't timed it, but I know for sure it was less than 10 minutes that JoRsH was able to really light up poor Yizus, who made a couple defensive mistakes early and ended up in a 10-0 mercy extremely quickly. Game 3 was almost a non-factor in this series, other than the fact that it counts for a whole win. And then Game 4 comes up, and Yizus ends up scoring the big runs in that one. So it's been a flip-flop back and forth affair between these two, and tonight it's shaping up that sort of series.
Yeah, it's funny that they're deadlocked and there's been a trading of the mercies because they're such different style of players, but they're both so good in their own regard. Yizus is such a great hitter and such a you can't make a single mistake playing Yizus. And then JoRsH is, really good pitcher, one of the top pitchers statistically in AAA, but one of the best all-around players as well. So, and also the 1 seed. So, technically, JoRsH is the favorite, but it's always dangerous facing guys who can hit like Yizus. However, JoRsH, he's been making Yizus pay on the mound. It's really been a big momentum series, Dwayne. So I think whoever comes out and punches the other guy in the mouth first is going to take Game 1 here tonight, and we'll see if they keep on trading punches and splitting, or are we going to get a sweep?
Yeah, this is the tail end of the series. We're at games 5 and 6 here tonight. Could be a conclusion for either team if either one can manage a sweep. So either Yizus or JoRsH could go to the AAA World Series tonight and meet. This is Eduardo there. He's waiting with the sirloins. He's been waiting to play, posting Pablo Alone GIF all over the thing. I can't wait for the conclusion to this series. And without further ado, I think we're going to give you the rebroadcast here. So just let me get that set up, and we'll start Game 5, and we'll have it coming right at you. right, folks, we're loading in now to Motor Yard, the home of Big JoRsH, for game number 5 of this XBL AAA semifinal.
Here we go, Dwayne. 2-2, big game 5, and you know, we've seen YiZus come. The first of these doubleheaders, YiZus has kind of started off slow at the plate, so look for him to try to get off to a better start here in the first of the 2 games here.
Yeah, starts off swinging early. He's down 1-2 in the count to Parker Pollo, the pitcher on the mound for the Nowhere Night Owls. That pitch there misses, makes it 2-2. And now it's Jesus Ocasio, the leadoff hitter. Swings at that 2-2 onto the ground to Pigwidgeon. He throws it to first in time, and that's out number 1. We'll bring up Harold Miranda. Miranda does not have a hit yet in this series. 2-hole hitter for this club. Got good stats, looking to really get off the schneid. Let's see if he can do something with the 1-1 pitch from Pollo. Behind it, 101. Big heat. This one hit on the ground. There's a diving attempt from Noctis. He manages to pick it up, throws it to first, not in time. So it's going to be an infield single. Will be the first hit for the hitter there, who has not yet to get one in this series. Bringing up Albert Ocasio. Albert hits that one hard. It's a dive by Pigwidgeon. He throws it to first in time. Oh, man, a double play on the line out.
Oh, that's tough, man. YiZus was actually putting together a strong first inning bid here to get something going, and JoRsH absolutely robs him. He's hitting more.
First pitch from Jan Felix Ortega gets in there for a ball, and then the next one lined hard to shortstop. That'll be caught for the out. This one hit on the ground. It's going to be a ball, or it's going to be, sorry, I had to get Ox the link there. I didn't have a stream there for him. That was my fault. So now we're good to go. It should be a strike in there to Lumpy Hoots. He's got the low pitch. Ortega's pitch in there for a strike. So it's 0-2 in the count to Hoots. And he hits it hard into the left center field gap. Rodriguez is ranging there, and he makes a diving grab. Nice play.
That's big there, Dwayne, for YiZus. I was just about to say, I know he didn't score any in the top half, but he really needs to get off to a good start on the mound and not let JoRsH jump out to a big lead here early.
David Rosario, the cleanup hitter at the plate, fouls that one straight back. Looks like YiZus just missed it. Next pitch from Pollo, hit on the ground. It was in the zone. Over to shortstop. Throws it over to first, makes the play to Glimfeather. First baseman gathers it easily, so there's one out in this inning. Henry Perez, the second baseman, will get a chance, swings at the first pitch, sends it over to Hoots at third. He'll make the catch on the liner. So moving quickly through the second inning, already 2 outs. Felix Rodriguez, who made that spectacular play in left field, swings at the first pitch himself, ripping it to left field right at Nightwing. So the Milkman disposed of in the top of the second pretty quickly, and we're back at it again with Jan Felix Ortega.
But these 2 players, no friend to a play-by-play announcer, as they waste no time getting things going on any at bat.
Yeah, they're absolutely cruising through this. I don't blame them, though. This was pre-recorded, so they were just playing totally to feel. And there's a leadoff double to JoRsH. JoRsH looking dangerous, as always. When he gets the leadoff runner on, there goes, the threat to score is so big, and you can see YiZus trying to navigate that. This hit, it was out of the zone right up the middle, though. Let's see if he challenges at the plate. Runner does turn back, but JoRsH will get the second. Runners are both in scoring position with no outs.
Yeah, that's perfect base running there on the bloop single by JoRsH, and you know, he gets bailed out chasing, but he'll take it. You know, gets 2 guys in scoring position now.
Memphis Nightwings looking to make a big difference in this ball game, batting .455 in the series. This one lined over to Ocasio. He can't catch it, gets it to first in time. That's one of the closer plays you'll ever see. Hustling down the line was Memphis.
Yeah, JoRsH wasn't getting cute there. He was just going to retreat back, and YiZus had plenty of time to get the out at first, but he almost overthought it.
Infield is in now against Pigwidgeon. This one hit right up the middle. JoRsH is going to score here in the second. 1 run is in. Runner around third rounds, but he heads back, and then the runner at first also does the same. So runners are at the corners for Lennox Gilfie.
Up the shoot, Dwayne. JoRsH is wearing it out. There's another one.
Gilfie hits that one hard. Not a lot of stats on that hitter, but just enough to get it into the outfield grass and get an RBI. So there's great speed at first, good speed at second. Parker Pollo, the pitcher, at the plate. He's got support now. It's 2-0 in favor of the Nowhere Night Owls, and this one's ripped in the left center field gap. Pollo's going to do it himself, knocking 2 runs, it looks like here. A stand-up double.
Here we go. This is what I was talking about. If you're Jesus, you can't really afford to let JoRsH get out to a big early lead because he's been kind of a slow starter in game 1 and each time in this series as JoRsH is just wearing it out now.
Yeah, this is giving me similar to game 3 vibes as JoRsH is really starting to light things up. Runners at the corners again. Only one out. Joey Noctis at the plate. The lineup has just turned over, so we'll have to see Yizus be more careful. This one on the ground to Villalongo. He throws it over to second, on to first. Not in time. Another run scores on the fielder's choice. 5-0 here in the second inning in favor of Nowhere. Lumpy Hoots at the plate. He's dangerous. He doesn't have, you know, a lot of hits in this series, but he's got a ton of power in that low pitch. So you can see he's just trying to stay away from it a little bit. Pitch to him, stung right at the first baseman. What was that, Ox?
Sorry to cut you off there. Jesus hasn't really pitched that bad here. He's gotten a lot of chasing by JoRsH. Just JoRsH fortunate to get some of those chases to turn into base hits, especially with some guys on base. So if Jesus can kind of just keep grinding on the mound and cut into this deficit, 5 runs isn't everything.
Yeah, we've seen Yizus scored plenty more than 5 in a quick burst. More than one time in this league, and this one hit hard to start the third inning right at the center fielder. So good point there from Ox. This game's still in its very early goings. The third inning, Parker Pollo's 22nd pitch in there to Brian Villalongo, the shortstop. He's batting 8th. He rips it into the gap in right center. That should be extra bases. Gets up there against the wall. Archimedes tosses the ball in there. Will be a stand-up double for Villalongo. Pitcher's coming up now with 1 out.
A big 2-strike hit in the gap, and we're going to see Yizus go to the pin early. Unlike JoRsH, whose pitcher knocked in a couple of runs with a gap shot. And Yizus is going to go up the chute here. He can maybe get on the board for the first time.
Yeah, good shot there with the pinch hitter to get one right up the middle. Got runners at the corners. Looking to score as his lineup turns over. This one from Ocasio. Crushed deep right back. It is gone. A 3-run shot.
It's milk time. Wow. Ocasio goes deep. And a lot of first pitch swinging by the milkman, but it pays off right there as he punished that fastball.
He needs some milk.
Yeah, if you guys notice the updated logo and uniforms, he needs some milk that's... Whoa, what just happened there?
Your guess is as good as mine as we take a step into the 4th dimension for the second out. And we're back at it again with Albert Ocasio at the plate.
I think Weaver and Hummus's lag cannon affected the last play.
Yeah, they even went back in time into the YouTube video and messed with it.
Doctoring the film.
League office tampering now has been exposed. As we see the inning end here, and we're in the bottom of the 3rd. So a big shot there from Yizus to jump right back into this, make it a ball game. It's 5-3, 4-5-6 coming up for the Nowhere Night Owls. Willie Hedwig get another shot here.
And that's exactly what I was talking about. Yizus cuts right into this deficit. All of a sudden, we've got a 5-3 game. It is only the bottom of the 3rd. Great play there by Ocasio to get the first out of the inning. But now, you know, one advantage JoRsH is going to have is Yizus is already cutting into that bullpen and rolling into the 3rd inning. So he's going to have to try to stretch some innings out of this RP here.
This one popped up. Hal Miranda makes the out. Yeah, you know, Yizus really going to have to be economic with Montero. As his 6th pitch in here is to Memphis Nightwing.
Doing a great job so far. He's got the first 2 out and make it 3 up, 3 down, a quick one. As this is exactly what Yizus needed to get back in this ball game. But, you know, both these players can spiral or get hot in a hurry. So there's a lot of ball game left.
This one is struck deep to left. It's got a lot of carry under. The left fielder is back there, and he will catch it right about 1 foot in front of the wall. Man, that was a big fly.
He needed more milk. I know how that one feels. I feel like I hit a few of those tonight.
Maybe perhaps some of the hitters having too much milk also could make one feel queasy at the plate. Would affect, you know, results when hitting. I don't know. I just know there's a lot of milk going on in that dugout, and it can go both ways, you know. This one hit deep to center. This one's got a ton of carry under it too, man. Jesus really hits him high, and this one's out of here. He's got himself a solo shot. Now it's 5-4.
That one had a ton of carry. It's legendary. That's your cheesy dairy joke of the day.
Wow, that had more layers than I thought. I thought you were just rhyming, and then it ended up being more. Whoa,
oh,
there's more of this tomfoolery going on too. Wow, this is a fun one to call tonight.
That was up the chute, man. He got robbed.
Yeah, he's just robbed of a hit. I don't know what the umpires are seeing. That wasn't even anywhere close to the chalk, because we're in a full count here. Felix Rodriguez stares at one. That'll be a strikeout. Brings up Hector Rojina. You can see he's just trying to settle that lag.
Yeah, we've got some Luke Archer connection issues here, but he's sure giving a few of these a ride.
He's crushed another one deep to center. This one's going to be at the warning track, though, where Gilfie can get a hold of it. And that'll be the third out. So we're going to the bottom of the fourth. Yizus, another homer. Camden
This series
Peetwidge
is
into
an
the plate.
absolute roller coaster every inning of every game.
This one on the ground, Henry Perez, picks it up, throws it to Rosario at first. There's the first out. Here's the center fielder, Gilfie, getting another chance to hit. Yeah, this series truly up and down. Both players able to score in bunches, and it has really kept it close throughout. Even though some of the games haven't been close in and of themselves. We're sitting here deadlocked at 2-2 as that one lifted to center. 2-2 in the series. Game 5 here, 5-4 in the fourth inning. Parker Pollo, the pitcher, at the mound. He's already got a 2 RBI double. This one on the ground, though, to the shortstop. He'll get it to first, and that'll end the inning quickly. We go to the top of the fifth. This will be the shortstop, Ilolongo, batting.
Already halfway through this one, guys. They're moving right along, and both players really just pounding the zone. And yeah, a lot of barrels being made.
They're just really letting each other play.
Milkman. Yeah.
You know, no mysteries about it. Ball's coming over the plate. There's strikes to hit, so you might as well go out there and take your shots as Yizus rips that one into right field. A tough slide. Gives a 25% error for Archimedes. He gets the throw in there. Still an out made on the play. Nice recovery by JoRsH.
Yeah, Yizus actually went back and overrode the...
Oh. Just the sound, the back-breaking sound of Pollo being taken out on the hill there has caught...
Tough.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought the minute that happens. We're going to see Pollo leads the game. It's going to be Wise Couture. He gets the first pitch swinging on the ground to second. Over to short. On to first. That'll be it. That'll end the inning. Good double play. It's bottom of the fifth coming up. We still got a one-run ball game.
Yeah, that's crazy. He comes in and gets the one-pitch double play right after that nut shot. And, you know, I think whoever starts taking some pitches and working a pitch count here is going to earn an advantage, as both guys are swinging early and often.
Here is Easton Archimedes, who made the nice recovery play last inning. He hits it right back at Montero. Montero picks it up, throws it to first in time. That'll be the out. Joey Noctis coming up to the plate. Noctis, big hitter. He's only batting 133 right now, though, in this playoffs. This one on the ground to Ocasio. It's fair. He throws it to first in time. Deep throw from third base. Nicely played by Yizus. We'll see Lumpy Hoots, who's 0 for 2 tonight, now hit. Lumpy swings at the first pitch, fouls it back.
Yizus still doing a pretty good job on the mound of getting JoRsH to chase out of the zone and avoiding, you know, the big hit by JoRsH in the big inning, as we saw him pile 5 runs together in one inning. But oh no, that's going to be a miss by the second baseman. I spoke too soon. I was going to say he's been cruising in every inning otherwise. Just the one inning where JoRsH has actually scored.
Yeah, he's got the starter out of the game, and Montero's been doing well since he brought him in. So we'll see how long he can go, as that was not doing him any favors there at second base. That bit of a flub. Tough play to make, and now this one's crushed. He is just really going to want that one back. That's a 2-run shot for JoRsH. It's 7-4 now. Nowhere Night Owls. He's trying to take a big step. What was that?
That's going to go down as an earned run in the book. You know, 2 earned runs on the home run, but really, you know, the ball should have been caught by the second baseman. You know, it feels like an unearned run when you give something like that up with 2 outs, but great piece of hitting there by JoRsH.
Yeah, Yandel Montero was really cruising, pitching well there until that play really took that sort of away from him. And now Brian Villalongo on the other side of the infield able to make the play that the second baseman could not to end that inning. So we're going to the top of the 6th. Yizus down, now back down 3, but we've seen him use the long ball to jump right back into this ball game already. We'll see if he can do it again. 0-2 to Albert Ocasio.
They're looking to get deeper into each other's bullpen and try to get, you know, these second and third relievers into the game instead of letting the horses go 2, 3, 4 innings in relief.
Wise Katori, his 7th pitch, hit right up the middle. Good hit, or a good piece of hitting from Yizus. We're in this 6th. He's got the runner on first now with 1 out for Henry Perez. Henry Perez made the was unable to make that tough catch last inning. He sends one over to first. First baseman can't catch it. This looks like Yizus going to be caught between first and second base, and it's a really unfortunate double play.
That's tough right there. I mean, if he would have kept running all the way off the bat, he'd have been safe probably, but once he elected to touch first base, he could have retreated back and tried to go back to first, but he's pretty much dead to rights. So that's just a weird play, you know, not much you can really do.
This one ripped just foul to start this bottom of the 6th. It's 0-2 to Memphis Nightwing, the left fielder. Swung on, that'll be a strike number 3. Good pitch from Yizus, gets JoRsH chasing. We'll see Pig Widgeon come up. Contact for his righties engaged against Montero. 4-pitch pitcher. So at his 37th pitch out of the pen. Other than the home run, done a great job here tonight on the hill. This one on the ground to Villalongo. It'll be a ground out. There's 2 outs for Lennox Gilfie now.
Yeah, really pounding the velo is Yizus.
Lennox Gilfie hits that one deep. That was a tough pitch. This one's driven. Felix Rodriguez makes the grab at the wall. Amazing play. Wow.
Wow, what a big play. That's a playoff run-saving home run robbery. Great job by the Milkman to keep it at 3 runs here and, you know, get himself back up to the dish.
This one hit right at the shortstop. So there's 1 out now in the inning. It's going to be Hector Rojena, the catcher, at the plate. He swings at that one. This one also to short. Knock just picks it up off the ground this time. Throws it to first to Glimfeather. And there's 2 outs. It's going to be Brian Villalongo batting .385 in the series, trying to keep this going for the Milkman with 2 outs. It's the top of the 7th, so starting to get to business time really in this game.
When Wise Katori just got his... he's now gone 2 2/3 on just like 15 pitches. And as you see him locked in, he's been extremely efficient. Just getting all kinds of outs.
Getting a chance to hit here, too. And he's going to rip it right up the middle, so he might as well just continue to just pad that mojo and stay in this ball game, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's 2 big knocks by JoRsH with his pitcher, as that was nearly a gapper.
Yeah, you can tell he's really keying in on some of these pitches from Yizus. Yizus having to be careful as Montero tires.
Yeah, I don't know if he's not. I was going to say here, he's... Look at those stats, man. Nice job of getting him out of there in time.
It's going to be Angel Aponte.
Not a whole lot of velo on Angel.
Yeah, Aponte a bit more focused on the 2-seamer and the changeup. This one hit on the ground. Perez over to second, on to first, in time for the double play. Gets exactly what he came in for. Now we'll go to the top of the 8th. Aponte going to get taken out of the game for the pinch hitter, it looks like. So he really did his job there.
Wow, yeah, he did. As we saw Wise Katori enter the game and get a 1-pitch double play. And Aponte does the same thing. YiZus really got something going with the pinch hitter early in this game. Let's see if he can spark a rally here with the pinch hitter in the 8th.
This pitch from Katori, the 2-2. It's hit on the ground. Pigwidgeon throws it to first in time. It was slowly hit, so I thought maybe that would be a bit of a challenge, but the pinch hitter did not have enough speed. It's going to be Jesus Ocasio as the lineup turns over.
Yeah, it looks like JoRsH is using the four-seam curveball to get ahead, and then the cutter to hopefully get a chase from YiZus as Katori gets the first 2 outs here in the 8th, and he's on the verge of going 3 2/3. No, gonna get a line out to dead center field.
Yeah, this one's gonna be the 3rd out. So an amazing outing out of the pen from JoRsH's relief pitcher. Wise Katori, and now we're in the bottom of the 8th inning. YiZus only 3 outs to work with, and then he might be down 3-2 in this series. But we've seen him make a big difference already with the bat. He's got to hold JoRsH here in the bottom of the 8th to get to that 9th inning where he can hit. Gets 1 out on the way there as JoRsH flies out to right. This one hit hard into the left center field gap. This will be extra bases. Ocasio chasing after it. He picks it up, gets it in there. Runner does have a double, so it's a 1-out double.
Yeah, and despite all the mercies in this series, this game has actually been really close throughout. JoRsH was up 5-0 at one point, but it's been really close since then, never getting further than 2 or 3. As YiZus still looking to keep it where it's at, gonna get the 2nd out. He really needs to strand this runner on 3rd to give himself a chance in the 9th.
Brings up Memphis Nightwing. So he does have that 2nd out. Yeah, like you said. Got to be careful with his pitches. He's down 2-0 in the count.
Yeah, not wanting to give Nightwing too much to hit here with the base open. And the pitcher spot coming up soon. Well, he's only on the 6th hole, but gets the chase there in a big 3rd out.
Huge 3rd out. Gets him swinging on the high cheese. We go to the top of the 9th. YiZus did a good job keeping things where they were. Let's see if he can score some big runs here. First pitch swinging sends it right up the middle. That's a great start. Leadoff hitter's on.
Yeah, it might be time for Katori to be lifted in this game. He's gone such a far distance, but that's a great start for YiZus. Still locked in is Katori, though, despite giving up the leadoff hit.
The 1-1 count to David Rosario. He swings at that one. Now it's 1-2. Is way early on it. Katori resets.
The power on Rosario with the trade activated is ridiculous right here.
He's unable to use it as he can't make hard contact, but it will be hit into right center field where nobody can catch it, and runner gets 1st to 3rd. So good base running from YiZus has runners at 1st and 3rd, and no outs still for Henry Perez. I don't know why I keep calling him Hector.
Hector Henry here. That's a dream start to a 9th inning, though, Dwayne. If you're YiZus, what more could you ask for? Getting a bloop, possibly a little revenge for the bloops JoRsH got earlier in this game. Big start to the 9th inning.
Henry Perez sees that one for a ball. Let's see if he can get a strike to hit. He's ahead in the count, 2-1. This one hit over to first. There's a diving play by Glimfeather. He gets the tag double play. Oh, what terrible luck.
Oh my goodness.
Or good luck, depending on how you look at it. I mean, whichever side of the fence you're on.
JoRsH was actually in the middle of throwing this ball when he gets up, but YiZus runs into the fielder, so it's an inadvertent tag double play.
2 outs now in the 9th. This one over the head of Katori. The second baseman picks it up, throws it to first in time. That'll end the game. 7-4 in favor of the Nowhere Nettles. They take a 3-2 lead in this series.
Wow, that's a tough. YiZus has got to feel like he had every chance to at least, tie and get back into this ball game, but just left a couple of big runners on base. And JoRsH does a great job of putting up some zeros from the 5th to the 9th all the way. Closes it out for a big Game 5 victory.
Yeah, humongous Game 5 victory for Big JoRsH. We really saw him be dominant on offense. We saw the long ball more from YiZus in that game. And then JoRsH, really thought played a bit more solid all around. You know, took advantage of the mistakes early, especially in the first inning, like we said. So yeah, just great games from those two, and we're getting ready here for game number 6. You ready, Ox? Roll it.
I'm ready, man.
All right, let's take it over here to game number 6. We're running on the rebroadcast, so let's get it started as we load into Red Rock, home of UnholyYizus.
I just gotta say, I love both these guys' logos. They're top-notch, S tier.
Yeah, top-notch S-tier circle logos. We got circle logo supremacy here in the AAA semifinals. So if anybody is about that square logo life, I guess that's fine too. But we got some great circle logos here in the AAA semifinals on display for you. And that's a hotly debated topic in the XBL. This might bring about another tier list. I don't know.
Circle gang, rise up. And let's see if Yizus can get a little bit more milk this game. He needs just a little bit more to stretch this thing out. And we want to see a game 7.
Yeah, we're pushing for a game 7 here. This is the deepest current series we have. You know, the game 6 scenario. First batter of the game pops up the 1-1 pitch to Ocasio at third. He'll make the grab. It's out number 1. Joey Noctis coming back up. His first at bat of game number 6. Sees a strike in there from Daniel Rosario on the mound. Brian Villalonga picks that one up. Throws it to first in time. That was actually a pretty sketchy play there.
Yeah, that was dangerous. You know, Dwayne, if Yizus can just keep nibbling the corners, he's getting JoRsH to chase a lot of pitches. I think, you know, he's just really got to grind on the mound. I think he's going to score, you know, 4, 5, 6 runs a game usually. If he can get JoRsH to have a quiet day behind the plate, or at the plate rather, he's got a great chance to win the game, but he's just really got to focus on not making any mistakes on the mound now more than ever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, especially if the game gets lengthy. You know, Yizus could really put matters into his own hands with the offense too, as he gets
That's a huge injury.
Yeah, we see Joey Noctis get the twisted finger. We'll see how severe that is. Yizus with a
That'd be
leadoff
huge.
hit. Nah, Noctis stays in the game. So maybe he's, you know, in that well territory. This one on the ground to third. It's going to be a 5-4-3 double play to start the game. Good 2 outs for JoRsH.
Once again, the big first inning double play. We saw the same exact thing the last game where Yizus got a great start to the ball game and runs into a hard hit double play.
That one off the glove of Joey Noctis. We didn't get to see if he's well or hurt there because he didn't catch the ball. So we'll have to check again next time he comes up or he fields something.
Well, either way, you know, he's going to have slightly lower fielding even if he is well. So that could come into effect on a ball like that. And that one's driven deep. Wow, it's going to be gone.
Humongous shot from Yizus. Rosario with his second home run of this postseason. 427 feet puts the Milkman up 2-0.
And just like last game when JoRsH really made Yizus pay for the missed ball on the jumping liner, Yizus makes JoRsH pay for his shortstop not coming up with that 2-out hit, and then socks one over the fence.
Inning quickly finished up though. Now we're into the top of the second, and then JoRsH gets an infield single for himself. This one off the glove of the pitcher. Managed to get there. He's a really slow runner too, getting to first, so that was a miraculous play. This one hit on the ground, broken bat, on to second, over to first. It's going to be a double play, so nicely taken care of by Yizus is the base runner.
Yeah, and again, if he can keep hitting these corners, you're seeing JoRsH nibble at the pitches he wants him to nibble at. Just don't pitch, you know, don't make pitches like those where they're over the plate and JoRsH can really put a on.
So a quick top of the second sees us now back at the plate with Yizus. Felix Rodriguez pops that one up to right. Right fielder at the track, at the wall, right up against the wall pretty much, is Archimedes to make that. Weak contact kind of deceiving there, as we'll see. Hector Rojano, the catcher bat. He lifts it to center field. JoRsH comes in there with Gilfie. He'll make the grab running in. There's 2 outs. Brian Villalonga at the plate.
You just need to change that guy's name to Hector. League office coming down with the ruling name.
That one on the ground, it was gonna be. Wait, that was Hector Rojano. He's Hector, and then there's Henry Perez. Okay,
My bad.
but then
Okay,
I
I
keep
thought you
calling
called
Henry.
Hector.
I keep calling Henry Hector, right? But that was Hector who hit
Oh,
that
that really
one ball.
was Hector.
That was
My
Hector. I'm figuring
No,
this
I'm
out.
tripping you up.
It's only taken me 6 games. Anyway, we see one hit foul here. It's gonna be Pigwidgeon. I can get that one right every time because I've read Harry Potter 9 times, but I'll mess the other one up.
Hey, you and me both.
This
Friends
one,
of Pedwick here on JoRsH's team. I love the logo. I love the theme. So far, Jesus cruising with the 2-0 victory. I mean, 2-0 lead here. He's kind of mowing JoRsH down on the mound.
yeah, JoRsH looking like he's pressing a little bit. As there's a great play from Villalongo, almost makes the throw in time to first. It's gonna be an infield single, but that was a great effort on his end with the fielder to make that happen. Easton Archimedes at the plate. But yeah, like I was saying just a moment ago, JoRsH pressing a little bit now that the lead's in Yizus' hands. We'll see if that continues to play into the favor of the Milkmen.
Yeah, I think his only hits in this ball game have come via, infield dribblers or ricochets. As he does show some patience here and work a nice walk to get 2 on with 2 outs now. So just like that, 1 hit could change everything, and that's going to be a bloop. Base hit into the outfield, and JoRsH is going to cut this to 2. No, he isn't. He's going to send the runner back to third. Bases loaded. What do you think, Dwayne?
The conservative move, he's got a big hitter at the plate. If he could be patient here, it could really make a difference. Lumpy Hoots looking for his pitch, sees a strike in there. We'll reset on the 1-1. This one misses 4 ball.
I just looked at the replay, and he would have been out by a mile at home. So a good decision by JoRsH with the slow runner. And he really needs another 2-out knock to bust this game open. But he swings and misses at that one high above the zone, and a big strikeout for the Milkmen.
Yeah, pumping 99 in there. JoRsH just can't catch up to it. Rex Bundy has to get back on the hill. Still down 2-0. Glimfeather takes this one himself on the ground to first, and then we'll see the first out of this 3rd inning. So Jesus Ocasio, and the lineup turns over.
Dwayne, if JoRsH can, if Yizus can get this to a Game 7, I bet he wishes he could throw the same starting pitcher he's throwing in Game 6, but because he's really having a lot of success on the mound with him. But obviously he needs to get to Game 7, and that's why you're seeing him here in this game.
Yeah, it could be interesting. Maybe we'll have to look back at the records and see if this is the Game 2 starter. A game in which Yizus won pretty handily, 10-1 at home.
It almost has to be, because his ERA for the series is like .77.
We see a quick third from the Milkmen, disposed of with no runs. It's still 2-0. Willie Hedwig at the plate. Big low pitch hitter, got big power. He's going to see 2 quick strikes. Daniel Rosario, yeah, the ERA minuscule, so he has had a great outing today and a great outing so far in this series. Gets the strikeout there.
That arsenal really messes with me too. All that action arm side with the 2-seam, screwball, changeup, and then you have to fight off the 100-mile-an-hour 4-seamer as well. That's really hard to pick up which one of those 4 it's going to be when you have that split second to hit 100 miles an hour, or do you have to track it to see if it's going to be, on that arm side action.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with the pitcher like this. He's able to get really crafty, as we see the screwball tailing out of the zone. This one hit on the ground to Villalongo. He throws it over to first in time. Good play to end the inning. We'll see the bottom of the 4th now. David Rosario, the first baseman, coming up.
Yeah, if anybody doesn't know, this is why in the XBL we have certain rules, and one of the rules being only 1 starter and 1 reliever in your entire team can have a screwball or a forkball pitch because, of that movement and what they can do, to a pitcher's arsenal and a hitter's eye level.
Yizus doing it really well in this game. We see him hovering on the outside corner against the pitcher Rex Bundy. JoRsH's pitch is outside. It's hit hard on the ground. Pigwidgeon picks it up though on the dive. There's the first in time. There's 2 outs. Felix Rodriguez, left fielder, comes up. He's batting .500 with 8 RBIs.
Well, no home runs either. Just really a lot of clutch hits from Felix Rodriguez in this series.
Yeah, get it done any way you can. Doesn't always have to leave the park. Just find some grass. He sees himself take a 4-pitch walk.
Yeah, perhaps the average in JoRsH's mind as well is he didn't want to give him anything good to hit. Robbery.
Yeah, that was a great
Just getting
play.
up for that one. And, you know, he didn't catch the one earlier, and Yizus made him pay for it with 2 outs. But that time, make sure he ends the inning on that nice jumping catch. You know, that just reminded me his shortstop's not at full strength. Perhaps that had something to do with the drop early in the game.
Yeah, it could be. We'll see Pigwidgeon bat the second baseman. He hits it on the ground to Villalongo. Throw it to first in time. There's the out. And we'll see Lennox Gilpey get a chance to hit the center fielder. He's batting .333 in the series. He's given a couple balls pretty good ride as well, you know, for the lack of power. Quickly down 0-2 to Daniel Rosario, though, whose ERA continues to travel downward as the innings wear on.
We've seen JoRsH as he gets a nice hit there with the speedster. Gilfie, like you said, nice pop with that hitter despite the low stats. And JoRsH is going to lift Rex Bundy here, pinch hitter, in the middle of the 5th inning. But we've seen JoRsH, you know, he has pop just like Yizus does. He can hurt you with the long ball. But he has to wait for his pitch. You know, he's obviously not going to hit home run zone. So when JoRsH is patient and makes you come to him, he can punish some strikes. And Bundy is going to get a base hit. That's a huge knock by a pitcher for JoRsH yet again here tonight. We've seen 3 or 4 times him get a nice hit with the pitcher.
Yeah, he was contemplating taking him out there, and he chose not to after a good deliberation, then gets a hit, and now we're going to see a run score, and it's 2-1 after the single from the leadoff hitter. All the right decisions from JoRsH there. Sees him in his two runners in scoring position, less than 2-out situation. So
yeah, really surprising because he was doing such a great job of keeping Yizus at 2 runs, but I thought for sure he was going to lean to the pin, get the pitcher spot up, and Yizus gets a fortunate line out there to third with the bases loaded.
Lumpy Hoots needs to get a base hit now with 2 outs. This one's hit on the ground to Ocasio. He'll throw it to first in time, though. Quickly disposed of for the out. Lead was cut in half. That's 2-1. 8-hole hitter coming up for this Milkman team. Rex Bundy, he stayed in the game. He's only got 30 pitches. That's probably why.
Wow, yeah. Doing a good job of being efficient.
That one crushed but foul. We reset the pitch to Villalonga. Misses inside. It's 2-2. This one hit hard right at Noctis. It's going to be out number 1. Pitcher Daniel Rosario hits. He's going to stay in this one. He's done a great job. He just gave up, the first run in a while. Lines it right at the second baseman, though, for the second out. And then this one swung on. It was kind of hung, but it's going to be playable in right in front of the warning track. Nightwing makes that grab. We're going to the top of the 6th. Willie Hedwig at the plate facing Daniel Rosario. ERA now over 1. That screwball lined over to Villalonga. There's an out.
Yeah, JoRsH in the previous half inning lucky to keep that one in the yard and keep it 2-1 here as we go into the 6th inning. Yizus still mowing him down with Rosario on the hill. Stats starting to decrease here, though, as Yizus' pitch count on his starter much higher than JoRsH's.
That 2-1 pitch hit hard into the gap. Jesus Ocasio, center fielder, picks it up, cuts it off. So the runner was only hauled to a single. And now Memphis Nightwing will bat this one on the ground to Villalongo. It's short. He throws to first in time for the out. It's a fielder's choice.
Yeah, great decision to go to 1 there, Dwayne. He wouldn't have had him at second.
Yeah, ball was hit in a tough spot for a shortstop to make that play. He had just had a deep throw to make it first base. And he made it, so It's a good second out. As you said, now it's ahead in the count against Pigwidgeon. Now even.
I actually messed up that exact play earlier tonight in my game. I threw it to second when I didn't have time.
2-2 pitch to Pigwidgeon. See, you know, history always repeats itself.
Yeah, it's nice to see somebody make the right play in that spot. As this has been a battle of an at-bat here. Gonna go full count, 2 outs. Big runner on second base. JoRsH fouling a lot of pitches off.
That curveball that finally lifted to right. Miranda gets underneath of it. That'll be out number 3. So JoRsH held at bay this time. We're going to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 2-1 in favor of UnholyYizus, fighting for a Game 7 in the AAA semifinals. It is Game 6. JoRsH up 3 games to 2.
This game has been an absolute grind especially for Yizus, as he needs it desperately. He only has 4 hits in the ball game, but he's clinging to a 2-1 lead. We're getting later and later in this game.
Pitch inside from Rex Bundy, and then another one inside. It's 2-0. Big hitter Ocasio fouls it away. It's 2-1.
Just misses inside.
And then Bundy going to be a little bit inaccurate there. There'll be a walk on 5 pitches.
Well, the BB prone coming into play with 3 balls, that is big, and you got to see JoRsH work some deeper counts. Maybe that trait comes into play a little more often here.
David Rosario batting .450 at the plate. Let's see if he can really put a jolt into this Milkman team. He takes a quick walk. Why not just bolts on over to first base? Now Henry Perez, the second baseman, 0 for 2 tonight. Looking to make a difference. Runners in scoring position.
Honestly, Dwayne, that's not a bad pitch by JoRsH. As you see, he's just still relentlessly pounding those corners. Oh, we got a ricochet play.
Yeah, could have been.
Fortunate to get the out.
Could have been way dangerous. This one playable from before the pitcher still gets 1 out. And now there's 2 outs in the inning. Felix Rodriguez needs a hit to continue it, and he's quickly down 0-2 in the count.
You see JoRsH just pounding those corners, just not wanting to give anything over the plate for Yizus to hit.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. It was a full count pitch from JoRsH there, and he got Yizus chasing. So now we're going to the top of the 7th. This one's still pretty tight. It's 2-1. First pitch swinging. It's a jump from the third baseman. It's off his glove, so leadoff runner reaches. Rex Bundy perhaps going to come out of the game at this juncture.
That was a huge strikeout to get out of trouble there for JoRsH and keep it here at 2-1. And now he's got some trouble brewing here in the 7th. Here comes JoRsH.
Yeah, perhaps a rally brewing indeed. It's Easton Archimedes, the first leadoff hitter batting. It's got an outside pitch straight. He swings at the screwball. This one over to second for fielder's choice. Yizus couldn't tag the runner heading to third either, so it's a first and third situation. 1 out. Joey Noctis at the plate. Needs to avoid a ground ball double play. Runner goes. Throw from the catcher, not in time, so runners are both in scoring position now with 1 out.
Nice steal there. If Yizus could have picked that ball up and tagged, obviously the fielder didn't react in time. He's going to dribble 1 home, and the runner's going to be in there. Tough to give up the tying run on a play like that.
Just too much speed on the swinging butt, and then JoRsH finds his way into the left center field gap, and it's past the center fielder. Looks like it'll be 2 runs now. Both runners score. JoRsH looking for third. I'll head back to second. It's a 2 RBI double. It's 4-2.
It's getting crazy here, and JoRsH is on his way as he's got a huge momentum shift here in this inning. Takes the lead, and now he's 9 outs away from advancing to the World Series, Dwayne.
And he's still trying to put up more on offense. He swings at that one. Willie Hedwig now swings at another on the ground. Rosario picks it up at first, takes it himself. There's 2 outs. Now it's Mookie Glimfeather. This one hit on the ground of the pitcher over to first in time. Out number 3 is recorded, so we're going to the bottom of the 7th.
You hate to play the second guessing game, but if Yizus would have just allowed JoRsH to tie the game on that dribbler, gone to, you know, first base with the out, and then, you know, really tried to grind, get that third out, and, you know, keep it at 2-all, maybe 3-2. But, you know, to give up the fourth run, that's really painful to see, you know, late in this game. He's going to have to battle to get back in it as he gives that one a ride to dead center. What a play!
Wow, JoRsH heading over his shoulder, makes the jumping catch on the run with Gylfi. What an amazing play. That takes such timing to pull that off.
Just absolutely burgled the ball out of the air and stole a hit from YiZus, one that he desperately needed as he's trying to get back in this ball game.
We now see Wise Couture on the hill as well. Came out of the pen, his 10th pitch in a full count, lifted to left where Nightwing can get a hold of it. There's an out recorded Carlos Rivera, the pitcher, is batting. We're going to take him out of the game, it looks like. It will be Jamie Lariano.
And Wise Couture was really the hero of this Night Owls pitching staff in Game 5 as we saw the 3 2/3 outing. Gave up no runs. He really ran into some trouble in the start of that 9th inning where YiZus nearly tied things up. But other than that, Wise Couture pretty much unhittable.
Yeah, we'll see if he can keep it up in this game. We're getting to his portion of the order as well, so he's going to have to bat for himself soon. In the top of the 9th, it looks like, at the very least. It will be Angel Aponte on the mound for the Unholy Milkman. We saw him in the last game. Down 2 are the Milkmen. They are looking to stay alive in this series and push to Game 7.
Aponte's having a great playoffs. No runs given up despite the middling, you know, stats and pitch arsenal. As he blows that one by for the 2nd out of the inning and doing a good job of trying to keep things right where they're at. Lennox Gylfi, the guy, you know, he just robbed possibly a home run from YiZus in the previous inning. Has 2 hits in this ballgame, hitting over 400 in the series.
Yeah, he almost snuck that one down the line. Gets a swing at that one, and then it swings at another. It's going to be strike number 3. Can't make any contact. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. Night Owl still up 2 runs.
And YiZus is still stuck on 4 hits, man. He's struggling to get much going, and that looked like it was going to be a base hit into the shallow outfield, and instead lags right to the first baseman's way.
Yeah, YiZus having some tough luck with that in this past couple games.
We've seen 2 or 3 hits just taken away from him. That one's driven deep to left field. It's going to be gone. And, man, that would have been a tied ball game had, you know, whatever just happened on the batter before it, if it would have resulted in a base runner, we'd be sitting at 4-all. But that's still a great job of, you know, taking it deep.
Wow, YiZus jumped right back into this, made it a 1-run ball game, and then gets himself a hit to follow it up. So he's starting to heat up here in the bottom of the 8th. He wants to stay alive. He wants Game 7.
Here's big David Rosario.
He's got a ton of pitcher power versus righties. Is engaged against Couture's. Couture's got now 19 pitches upcoming. So misses 4 balls. It's 2-1. It's 3-1.
Just inside. He needs to avoid a double play here.
It is popped up to right in foul territory. Gets out of play. Count is full now. Definitely wants to avoid a double play.
A nice pickoff attempt there. We might see the runner in motion.
Yeah, even with the bad jumps, this one on the ground to second. Pigwidge, and all he can do is dive for it and get it to first in time. It'll be a fielder's choice.
How many times have we seen Pigwidge rob YiZus of a ball in that hole? Just take away a hit.
I know, I feel like I've seen the carbon copy of that play like 10, 15 times just in these past 2 games. This one hit into left field. YiZus looks like he's going to challenge for home. The throw from Nightwing is not in time. It's a tie ball game.
Wow. What a clutch play. A clutch hit into shallow left field and just beats the throw. We're all tied up. What a rally here in this bottom of the 8th by the Milkman against Wise Couture, who was, you know, previously looked like he was unhittable. He's going to finally get this 3rd out here, but not before giving up the tying runs.
Yeah, huge
Jesus.
for Yizus to get those tying runs. That was an awesome inning there, able to put something together late in this game. Now it's the top of the 9th. Kevin Cludd, the pinch hitter, in there against Aponte, still in this game.
Those were Yezus's first hits since I'd have to go back and look, the second or third inning. It's been a long time since he's hit a lot of balls hard right at JoRsH. Of course, the robbery in center field, we saw a lot of hard contact, but not any hits out of the Milkman as JoRsH lines one out there for the second out. Yezus got to feel good to finally get something together on offense last inning.
Yeah, for sure. Solid contact from JoRsH on that last out. But as you were saying, Ox, it is totally right to feel good to now really jump back into this ball game. It's got to be huge momentum swing. We'll see if he can carry it. We're talking Game 7. We want to see it. So let's see if that's what we get. We're going to the bottom of the 9th here. Can Yizus do it now? 7, 8, 9 coming up.
The 0. Yeah, the bottom of the Milkman order here, but the 0 in the top half gives him a chance to walk it off here.
Out of the pen for the Night Owls, it's lefty Fukuro. The 1-1 pitch lifted to the left where Nightwing can make the grab. Is out number 1 recorded, Brian Villalongo. Gonna get a chance to hit.
Lefty's going to be, he's got the first 2 outs here, trying to send this thing into extras. Now Angel, is he going to bat for himself? Locked in mojo, but Yezus is going to go with the pinch hitter, Victor Ruiz.
Swings at the first pitch with Ruiz. Yeah, that would be a short-lived pinch hitter. We're going to extra innings, folks, here in Game 6.
Yeah, good job by JoRsH of being real efficient with the bullpen, as lefty only threw like 4 or 5 pitches there. Gets the 1, 2, 3 in.
Yandel Montero in the game here for the Milkman. We'll see if he can keep things together. He was a little bit shaky in the last game. He pitched for a long time, had good longevity. This one on the ground to Henry Perez. He throws to first in time, out number 1. Willie Hedwig will bat now, 1 for 4 with a single. Game still tied. JoRsH trying to get the runs to put away a win and get to the AAA World Series. Yizus is trying to stave him off.
How about that name, Lumpy? I always laugh at that one.
Yeah, I love that too. This one lifted to left. Felix Rodriguez will miss the ball. Oh my.
Oh my. What happened?
Just looks like he just was not underneath it. Maybe it was just a few feet in front of it. Tough judgment from Yizus. It's a huge mistake here in extra innings, and Mookie Glimfeather will bat.
He did queue up for a throw as he was going to catch the ball, but that shouldn't really affect your ability to squeeze the ball.
Like I said, I don't think he was there. I think it was over him. I don't think he was underneath it. Oh, and then he gets the runner caught in a pickle. A runner gets safe at second. Everybody's safe over first. This one on the ground over to Ocasio. He'll throw it to first in time for an out. It ends up being like a sacrifice. So second and third, JoRsH needs a hit to get a run out of this. Yizus can still find a way out.
You just got to take the out on plays like that. You know what I mean? Don't even worry about the pickle on a ball to short. Just take the out at first.
Oh, and Pigwidgeon stings one in the dive from Rosario. Can't come up with it, and 2 runs are going to score.
That's tough right there. JoRsH punished that ball, and the hard contact's why you see the ball not be able to be corralled by the first baseman.
And this one whipped into left field. Next pitch. JoRsH is going to challenge a good throw, and runner's going to be safe. It's 7-4. He's just broadened the lead. Runner will get to second base as well, keeping the foot on the gas. Montero really falling apart here.
I don't know about that call. That ball looked like it beat him at home plate. Looked like a good, chance to get out of the inning there. But regardless, just tough to give up 3 runs here in the top of the 10th. As now Yizus back to the ball here again.
Yeah, swings at the first pitch in the bottom of the 10th, right at the second baseman, Pigwidgeon, who was the hero, getting those RBIs last inning to break the tie. There's 1 out now against lefty Fukuro. Hal Miranda, right fielder, swings at that one, sends it over to first. Glimfeather makes a diving grab. There's 2 outs. JoRsH 1 out away from the AAA World Series. Pitch from Fukuro. It's 1-0. Swung on. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Lifted to center. Gilfie to his left. Dives for it. Makes the grab. Diving play. End of the game. JoRsH going to the AAA World Series.
Wow, another great defensive play by the Nowhere Night Owls. And we see it time and time again. The fielders coming up with insane grabs in the field. As that one's going to walk this one off into the World Series. Congratulations to Big JoRsH. And he will meet This is Eduardo in the XBL AAA World Series. Best of luck to both players, and great season to Unholy Milkmen. That was a heck of a series by those two players.
Yeah, I think as it stands so far, we can't go without saying that's got to be probably the series of the playoffs so far. Those two really put up a ton of runs, a ton of excitement through 6 games, 6 good games, especially Game 5 there too in the end, and then Game 6 going to extras. So tonight, great games and great series overall to both players. Thank them for pre-recording it as well. YiZus had some power issues, huge power outage down there. So shout out to him. Glad everything's okay with him, and he was able to get those games into, after a couple of days. So it was very thankful to have those pre-recorded, and great games from those players. I can't express that enough. It was very entertaining to watch tonight.
Yeah, we got a treat of a couple of games by two really good players right there. You hate to see YiZus deal with some lag on a couple of big plays, but really just a well-played game, well-pitched series by JoRsH. You saw both guys really get the other ones to chase a lot, but JoRsH was just clutch in a lot of big moments, and he comes away with it. He's a real similar player to Eduardo. That guy's got a clutch gene. You know what I mean? Dwayne Eduardo can battle with the best of them. I think this is going to be a real grinded out back and forth series between JoRsH and Eduardo. I'm looking forward to seeing that one.
Yeah, for sure. JoRsH really a player that we saw in this series, able to use every tool in the shed to play good baseball and get the win, and that's really what brought him that #1 seed, I think, in the AAA. Doing it here on the semifinals too on 85 ego. Shout out to both these players kicking it up to 85. We didn't mention that here tonight. I don't think playing on 85 batting ego is always going to be a little bit tougher than the 83 that we're always used to in the AAA to start out for the regular season. So this JoRsH really able to use every tool in the shed, like I just mentioned. He's going to go up against Eduardo in the World Series. Eduardo really the same type of player. We saw YiZus tonight and throughout this series really relying on the long ball, live and die by the long ball. Pitching was a little bit shaky, but he managed to make it a really big series. I mean, he won the long ball in the AAA for a reason. That's long ball is in the name there. So, he showed through. His character showed through. His play style showed through. Just wasn't enough to beat JoRsH, who's going to do everything he can in a series to beat you. And now he's going to try and do the same thing against Ed. These two, yeah, it's going to be electric. I don't know. When we came into the AAA series season, there was no calling who's going to be in that World Series. Now it's JoRsH and Ed, and that's a prime matchup, if you ask me. Prime cut of meat.
Yeah. Ed's been the Kingslayer, the Dragon Slayer so far this season. He's been the underdog in every series of the playoffs, I believe, but he's come away with the victory each time. So he's going to be the underdog here again, going up against the 1 seed. But I wouldn't bet against either one of these guys. But shout out to Black Coffee. I'm sure you can. You'll have the opportunity to bet either guy, as he's surely working on some odds for that matchup. You love to see the playoff betting. So shout out to Black Coffee.
Yeah, shout out to Coffee putting together the playoff betting this season. Always good to have the house back in action in the XBL. Everybody dropping XBL bucks, making big bets really keeps the interest alive, and it's a lot of fun for everybody. So shout out to him for doing that. That was a huge undertaking and always is. Shout out to Casino for doing that in the past as well. It's all, the original idea always lives on from what it started as. So as we have done here in the XBL, as we started out as the Xbox Baseball League, now we're the cross-platform baseball league. The XBL remains. We are the same. Things change, but we are the same. And we played some great games here tonight. We saw some great games in the AA, thanks to you and Ben Ox tonight. And we're going to continue the baseball. We have the XBL semifinals between Ash and Weaver yet to kick off. Lazy and Luke games 3 and 4 upcoming. and then the AAA World Series about to kick off now that that's going to be ready to be scheduled. And yeah, the resumption of your series in AA. So there's still plenty of baseball here to finish up with in all 3 tiers.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the Cup looms right after that. So we've got plenty of action and a lot of really close, exciting baseball games. So you love to see, such back and forth, great baseball being played. And we appreciate everybody for watching for sure.
Yeah, shout out to Weaver and Arios for the amazing cast earlier this, casting on those AA games too. That was great for them to come out tonight and put up a good cast. Shout out to Urban for the promos that he was able to do for us on the go for these semifinals. We'll get with him about World Series action very soon. Shout out to Mickey for the trailer, as Weaver always likes to say too. And shout out to everybody who makes this happen. It's been a really great season 12 here, and we're going to continue the playoff action more this week. I don't know if we have any cast for you tomorrow. But as always, be on the lookout in the Discord because some things can kind of come together spur of the moment.
Possibly AA World Series tomorrow night.
Yeah, there you go. We'll get that all worked out and figured out. So, everybody, have a good rest of your evening. Stay safe and try and stay informed. We'll have more messages for you coming up soon.
Later, guys.